Mark from the States, Mark from the States, it's Mark from the United States.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Mark from the States. How we doing today? I am doing fantastic. I hope you are as well. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. Got back last night from our 4th of July celebrating up in the mountains. I hear you had a pretty big day. Also, I'll be getting into that later on this week, I believe. To kind of, even France's election was pretty wild, apparently. I'm not sure I'll get into that on the channel, but it's pretty crazy from what I'm understanding here. But I think I'm going to watch a couple videos on Keir, Keir Starmer. I guess that's how you pronounce his name. I know. I believe that it's considered like a landslide for the Labour Party, and I'm just now realizing Labour. Sunak was the Tory, and there's even a Reform Party that did really well, and the Nigel guy, Farage, that's how you pronounce his last name. He won a seat or something, or he's now MP of somewhere. So yeah, it's. I'm a little embarrassed because I just so wrapped up in our politics, which is a complete circus. But then trying to understand another nation's politics, it's hard not to try to compare it to what I know and what I'm used to, right? So when I try to say, okay, the Tories are like our such and such, and Labor is like our such and such, and there's also a conservative party, I guess, or there's then now there's this Reform Party, I guess, from what I understand, is maybe kind of a little bit more like our Republican, I guess, or to the right of our Republic. Yeah. So I don't really understand where they lie in relation to what I know in my country. There's so much to learn. So I'm going to watch some videos probably this week to kind of get my head wrapped around what had happened. Either way, a landslide is a landslide. So there was definitely, and from what I understand, both the major, I guess, Tory and Labor, both actually, compared to last go around, actually lost votes, and the Reform Party actually gained a bunch of votes. I mean, the way it worked out, it was still a Labor landslide, but a lot of people maybe staying home didn't vote. A lot of people fed up with the way, I guess the Tories have been in power for quite a while, yeah? So, yeah, it's going to be interesting for me. I'm going to learn a lot to kind of. So I'm not going to. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not going to like get it to where I can just have a conversation with somebody about your politics, but hopefully I'll be able to get a grasp. I've sent out some requests to react to some videos, so hopefully they'll respond, and it'll be some stuff that I can kind of get some knowledge about. Anyway, so what else has been going on? Apparently, there's been a cricket World Cup going on, and it was here in the United States, and I had really no idea. It's never on the news. It's a shame. I mean, it's on the news. Some sports channels, you have to really look for it though. But the U.S., I guess, did pretty well. considering that I didn't even know we had a cricket national team, and I would imagine most of them are Indian Americans or I don't know if you're going to find too many, and this is just a guess. I'm assuming you're not going to find too many John Smiths on the American cricket team. I could be totally wrong, and it doesn't matter to me. But so I just thought, yeah, that's kind of cool that we did well. Good job, boys. I don't even know who won, so I'm assuming it's over. See, that's how much news we get on that sport, which is essentially zero. What else is going on? Oh my God! Did you guys watch England? Oh my God! What was that? Saturday? Wow, that was a nail biter. I mean, the one before that was a nail biter. They had to come from behind, right? But geez, I knew going into the match, Switzerland was going to be tough. It was going to be a tough game. Switzerland's really good, but they nailed all five of their PKs and another timely save by Pickford. So they move on to the semifinals. I'm not sure who they play, but it's either Spain, France, or who was the other one that made it? Netherlands. So, yeah, that's going to be crazy. But I've been watching. I enjoy it. I don't watch a lot of soccer, but I will. Sorry, football. But I will watch the big tournaments because they're, exciting. Anyway, that must have been crazy, and what a kind of reprieve from having to deal with your election and all that madness that goes with it. But so, yeah, crazy. Today we're going to just kind of watch Keir Starmer. I guess it's Sir Keir Starmer. He arrives to Buckingham Palace. We get to see what the king, his first words are to him. And like I said, I'm going to go into more detail about the election itself. But I know what's amazing about your politics, and man, I don't know if it's possible here because of the amount, the size of our country or whatever, if that even plays into effect. But you'd think with today's technology we could somehow verify people are legal to vote, that they only vote once, and still have the results, in a timely manner. That's a whole nother topic. But what I really appreciate about your election is like, boom, next day you move your stuff out, you move your stuff in, you go see the king, say goodbye, the next guy, and then what I love is, so Rishi Sunak has to go in the prime minister vehicle or whatever it is, and then when he leaves the palace, he leaves in a regular vehicle, not the prime minister vehicle. So it's like you get in your own car, buddy. I don't know if he Ubers from there, or has to get a cab, or they just have a regular car come meet him for when he's done. Because once he leaves the palace, he's done, and then he goes back, and all his stuff's already packed up. I love it. I absolutely love it. God, it's such a drawn out process from our election. From when the new person takes over, it's just so much. But I just love this. And then the new guy, Starmer, goes in a regular car to the palace, and then once he leaves the palace, he rides back to Downing Street in the new vehicle, the prime minister vehicle, or something. Correct me if I'm totally off base here, but this is kind of how I understand it. And all his stuff's being moved in, and it's just, I just love it. And he's going. I mean, he's now the prime minister. It's just so refreshing, I guess. Regardless if you wanted him in there, that's a whole nother debate to have at some other time. But just the process, changing of power, You know, that's, you got to hold your hat to that. You know, that's what you know, how you can have the, you know, peaceful change of power, and not only that, you do it literally within the day after the election. It's like, okay, move your stuff out, you're out. So I love that. So anyway, crazy few days. I'm back from the mountains. Like I said, it was at one point it got to about 105 Fahrenheit. You'll have to do the math to convert it down to Celsius. I could, but I'm just not going to right now. On our way home, we were driving through Bakersfield, California, and that was 118 Fahrenheit. Wow. We elected to stay in the car and just keep driving in it with our air conditioned. But yeah, it was hot. Very, very, very hot. But I'm glad to be back. I'm back now. I got a cool ocean breeze right here on the coast, so it's nice and feels really good. So hopefully your weather is not too extreme as well. So let's get into this video. Thanks for allowing me to just sit and ramble. It's just good to be back and hanging out with all of you again. This is apparently a video. It's on the Royal Family channel. That's the non-sanctioned Royal Family. It's the non-official one. The links will be in the description to the videos and to their channel. It's a great channel, no doubt. It's a great channel. Real short videos of just showing you what everybody's up to. And this is, I guess, Keir Starmer arriving to Buckingham and leaving, and then there's the video of him actually inside, and we find out what the first words of the king were said to him. So come sit with me on this big fake couch. You know the drill. Let's do it. So that is the, I mean, it's a motorcade, but it's not the official Prime Minister vehicle. This is from what I understand. If I'm totally wrong here, please let me know.
Just said possible Starmer arrival.
Wow. Loud over that. Unlock the doors. Land Rover, gotta love it. There he is. Greeted. So before we continue, now would he have ever been here before on any sort of official business, or would this be his first time doing this process? So you'll have to let me know that. So, and now he's leaving. So now at this point, he is Prime Minister. Officially. I mean, he won, so technically I guess he already was, but now this is, from what I understand, is now a different vehicle. Yeah, this is an Audi, so this is now the official Prime Minister vehicle. Nice car. But there's no markings on it. So, I don't know what... I know it's a different vehicle, though. He arrived in a Land Rover. He's leaving in an Audi. Now, I would have thought it would be different. I would have thought Land Rover would be more the official vehicle. There he goes. People lining the streets. The motorcade. Iconic shot of Queen Victoria Memorial and the palace behind. Not that many people lining the streets. That guy's just waiting to cross the street. So that was funny. Guy just wanted to cross the street. He had to wait for this motorcade. So now we are going to watch the video of what the king said for the first time. What were his first words to the new prime minister? I'm excited to see this because you always wonder, you always hear about what were the first words of somebody's. How do you welcome a new guy into office? It should be interesting. So I'm not going to sit and ramble about this. Let's just get into it.
Sir Keir Starmer, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty.
You must be utterly exhausted and nearly on your knees. But not much sleep. Quite a grueling.
Not much sleep. Yep.
Yes. Anyway, you're here.
Yeah. Anyway, you're here. I love it. So yeah, that just plays into the whole craziness of the whirlwind 24 hours. Yeah, he must be exhausted. I can imagine. Or I cannot imagine, I should say, what all the stuff he has to do. And basically, he's on the job now. Wild. Though, I assume there's a lot of prep work going into in case you win kind of a thing. It's like you already have your acceptance speech written, your speech to the nation, this, that, and the other, anticipating that you will win. But still, very, very wild on how quick this is. And then you go and meet the king, and it's official, right? This makes it official, or somewhat official. It's wild.
It's a very sort of quick changeover,
Yeah.
to say the least. And having to get to grips with everything straight away must be quite exhausting.
We saw this the moment you see she's a little quick on the door. They haven't unlocked it yet. There you go. See the official greeter of everyone that comes. Comment on the weather, of course. First labor prime minister. Makes sense, considering he only had the one before when he became king. Invited to form a new government. Okay. Give us, and then it just goes right to work.
Whether you voted Labour or not, in fact, especially if you did not, I say to you directly, my government will serve you. Politics can be a force for good.
And then they see each other weekly. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I did know that. I knew that they do a weekly deal, but just yeah. Regardless of who won, the process is wild, and so foreign to me. So I'm interested, and I'm anticipate that it'll be very interesting to learn about here in the next week, to see how the process actually is broken down for me and my my brain to be able to handle it, to understand it. Interesting. Please go support the Royal Family channel, of course. Links will be in the description. Before we go, I'm going to probably try to do a live stream on Sunday. It will not include Cooper. I talked to Cooper. He's not comfortable doing it as a live stream. He is willing to do a recorded video to talk about his experiences on his trip over to the UK. So I invite you to email me a question that you'd like to ask Cooper. I'll basically kind of just be interviewing him. Or I'll put a post up on our channel and you can put your question in there. So yeah, feel free to ask whatever. And I'll get together with Cooper and we'll record a video, him answering and talking about his experience, and it should be fun and interesting. And so I look forward to your questions. Other than that, it's good to be home. It's good to see all of you again, and I hope everybody's happy, healthy, and safe. Okay? Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay. Bye.
Mark from the States, Mark from the States, it's Mark.